Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of Technology Moments, and today a video that has been requested a lot. How to update my internal Wi-Fi connection card for a Wi-Fi 6 adapter and all those benefits that are associated with having the latest technology, not only for speed or file transmission, but also for browsing remote computers, users density, and well, many more. Here, as we always do, we take a look at what we have before. This is the wireless N adapter in a computer that of course is not actually recent. And we found this experience to be actually very interesting because we're gonna see what the benefits are in a computer that sometimes may be overloaded with transmissions stressing your CPU when having large file transfers, exactly as it happens when we use USB 3.0 adapters with 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. And well, this load is present in these older processors when there is a large file transfer from USB disks and other hard drives or interfaces. I'm gonna leave you in the description of this video the link to this card in particular. Here I want to pause a little bit as we need to notice that this is a PCI Express mini card and it is not an NGFF card. That is, we have to identify very well first if this is the card that my computer needs. Normally these PCI cards are present in older models and newest versions have opted for M.2 NGFF cards. This particular card that we are analyzing today provides us with this mounting bracket for full-size PCI card slots and includes the Bluetooth radio. If we have a somewhat more recent computer and it requires NGFF, we'll see it in a few seconds on screen comparison and what you may need. Right here, very quickly, the process of disassembling or opening or accessing the interior of a first generation HP 360. And remember that it is very important that you watch videos of how to access the interior of each of your own computers. Almost all of them have something in common, and that is that you'll need to have these types of plastic separators, guitar picks, or some other tool that is not gonna damage or break any of these clips that hold the upper and lower parts together in laptops. Here, we simply have to be very careful when separating the keyboard cover or the lower cover of the computers, since whenever we separate these connecting strips, they may be attached in different ways. We must be very careful to know how to remove them. If we do not know how to do this, we simply take a short break, illustrate ourselves on YouTube with some very specific video of your own computers, and then proceed to finish the task. This is a computer of which the hard drive has already been upgraded to a solid-state drive, and that has allowed us to be thinking of upgrading this Wi-Fi right now. Since the performance is still good, it continues to have a good use since we have extended its use over time. Well, let's see exactly in a very graphic way what it means to change this card. Here we see again the differences between an NGFF card and the PCI mini card. That is to say, we will not be able to put this card in the other card's slot. We will always have to have a card that goes in the corresponding slot. For example, the number of contacts per inch is much higher in NGFFs than in the PCI mini, so you will be able to identify them easily. We proceed then to release the antenna. There may be a couple of them. Always one is marked as main. Preferably we need to keep that in order in case both are in use. We loosen the screws that hold the card to the motherboard. Sometimes it comes attached to the motherboard, sometimes to the chassis. Well, this is the card that came with this computer, and this is the one that we're gonna install. As you can see, it'll be very easy to determine if the card that we have bought or acquired will work on this computer. Of course, our advice is to always check before making these changes. These cards work very similar to how graphic cards work. Practically in any computer with PCI Express port, you'll be able to install any PCI Express mini card. We insert the card firmly and proceed to put the screws to fix it. And of course, to connect the antenna again. It is something very simple, and you will hear a click when the antenna falls into position and is well connected. I forgot to tell you that it is very important that for these tasks we try to be in a static-free zone. Let's try to avoid doing this over carpeted floors or mats, because if we discharge our static electricity we can cause damage to the inside of the computer. For those who are enthusiasts, you may find an anti-static wrist strap, or simply before closing to the laptop touch a metal part of a computer chassis that is grounded. Well, yes. As you can see, this is a computer that has already been heavily used. So that's why we liked this experiment so much, as we're gonna see what the benefits are. When turning on the computer, something that we really liked is that it took just a few seconds. It connected to the pre-existing Wi-Fi by itself, which means that it found the driver automatically, and just a few seconds later, it installed the Bluetooth driver by itself. Here it is, and as you can see, no devices are left uninstalled. It connected then automatically to my 802.11ac network, that is my Wi-Fi 5, and immediately we can see the performance boost as if we had installed an AC adapter. We went even further up these speeds without loading or extremely stressing the CPU, or at least not different from the previous one. As it is to be expected, my screen capture software is responsible for some of that load. Having seen this performance and this improvement in the transfer rate, we then proceeded to connect to Wi-Fi 6 using this access point AX1800, the Omada EAP610 from TP-Link. An excellent access point, by the way, of which I recommend you watch our video about it. Once we connected to this network, not only did Windows 10 detect our Wi-Fi was Wi-Fi 6, but it immediately gave us much higher transfer rates. Of course, we were relatively close to the access point. Once we moved away from the AP, that by the way offers great range, this transfer rate dropped a little, making it evident when, like in this case, link speeds also vary. We then proceeded to download huge files. You can see what the transfer rate was with this PCI Express mini card. Again, we did not make any changes to the access point or to the card settings or configurations. So it is exactly what you're going to experience. Of course, keep in mind that when transferring multiple small files, transfer speed is dramatically affected. I invite you to watch our next video in which we're gonna show you exactly how the update of another computer that has an NGFF card is done and the benefits that we get out of it. Finally, as a point of comparison of the level at which the performance of this computer came to be at, we also connected to the same access point this Omen from HP, a very powerful computer that, as you can see, the only difference is that the CPU of course works less stressed and the transfer rate, even though even a little higher, it's pretty similar. Okay, so that was all for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. We really thank you for liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and as usual, we hope that this content was very useful. See you next time.